Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I want to discuss a little bit about rodeo clown and barrel man. I'm gonna not so much talk about like the entertainer part of it, like the PBRs, things like that. That's kind of a separate video that I don't know. I'll probably make something on that, but right now, just being the rodeo clown into old school rodeos. And just talk about like this career that is a very small niche career, but thanks to a lot of professionals, Flint Rasmussen, Cody Webster, there's a lot of things out there now that kind of tell us that this is a very good career for this line of work. And we could be pretty successful at it. But where's the starting point? Where's that road to get to where we are going to be filling our schedule with rodeos on the weekends and stuff. And there's really not much out there right now. I've been looking on YouTube, and there's a lot of podcasts with the rodeo clowns, and they kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit, but they don't really like sit down and explain like where the road is and where the starting point is for this. So I want to document my journey and hopefully get a good starting point for you guys if you're interested in this career, or just if you're interested in how does someone become a rodeo clown and bullfighter, or rodeo clown and barrel man. And for the bullfighters, there is a good path for them. You go to a school. I have not found a rodeo clown school yet. I've talked to a few guys, and they're like, there's not a rodeo clown school. And I was kind of thinking about it, and I'm like, that makes sense, because where would one start of even having a school? So I kind of want to give you guys that in some videos to where I'm starting. I don't have a job yet. I've gotten a couple callbacks, or at least some mentioning of, okay, we'll put you in the hat when we're our committee meeting is, and we'll mention you, and if you get the job, then we'll give you a call. So let's start from that point there, okay? So first off, what I would probably do is go on Amazon, get you some clown makeup, get white, get a black China line pencil, and then get some blue and get some red clown makeup, and start from there. Get you a good look, and please have makeup on if you are looking into being a rodeo clown, because we still need to have that old school clown look, and the makeup is important for us. We're not in the bullfighting realm, so they can kind of get away with that, because they've kind of had their career, and some of them do, some of them don't, but more or less that clown makeup and that rodeo clown look is coming back, like with the old school guys had. So get that. You can find a lot on that on Amazon. Get you a pair of oversized Wranglers, full length pants. Get you a wild crazy shirt. Get you some suspenders, cowboy hat works, and some cleats, or some turf shoes that I like to wear with this. So you'll be set there. And then the barrel, there is a group on Facebook that you can get into if you are interested. I couldn't find a barrel, so my barrel guy is here. I just bought a brand new barrel from a guy, got it made just for me. Rural Clown, Rodeo Clown barrels. You can find him on Facebook. Pretty expensive, but he custom made a barrel, and so that doesn't bother me a bit. I would kind of want to spend the money on that anyways, because this is something that I'm going to try to do for as long as I, am able to do it. And for your age, let's talk on that for just a second before we get into a lot of that. Age, this rodeo clown thing, you could be an older guy and still like get it done pretty good. If you look at some of the clowns now, it's very doable. There's still a lot of old school guys that still have a lot of rodeos during the year, and they don't have a problem doing it. We'll discuss a little bit about the acts here in a few minutes, but let's get back to how we get this started. Where would this starting point be? Get all your outfit done first. Get some pictures of yourself so you can send them to these rodeo committees, because we're going to be targeting the rodeo committees for our jobs. We go through the committees just like stock contractors do. We're in that realm of getting jobs and getting contracts and everything like that. It's not like where we're a contestant. We get into an association, we go to a bull riding school, bronc school, bareback, whatever it is, and then we can just enter rodeos just right off the bat there. We have to kind of take a different avenue within the rodeo committees, and that's where we're going to get our jobs. So what I would do is I would stay away from the junior rodeos. I already called kind of a couple of my local ones. I talked to one guy like, yeah, we don't really hire out for rodeo clowns because one, the rodeos take forever. It's like an all-day thing. There's hundreds of kids, and then you're only working that one, event, and then trying to, clown around through the rest of the events. I don't think they want to spend the money, and then plus, I just don't think it's very cost efficient for them. And for you, you're going to be out there all day. It's just not going to be very fun and stuff with all the kids and all the events in one arena, things like that. So I would stay away from that. Where our starting point is amateur rodeo associations. Now, if you're not a part of rodeo life, you don't have a family, that rodeo, things like that, this is where you're going to start. I was born in a rodeo family, but I moved back home. I'm in the Pacific Northwest again, and I don't know anyone around here in the rodeo world. I'm starting to get to know them because I'm making those contacts and things with my local stock contractors that buck out during the weekends and or on a Wednesday night or whatever it is. So I do have some contacts with that. But all of my rodeo career was down south, Arizona, California, a little bit of Colorado, but I would never go back there again now. It was just too long. It was my junior career. So all my rodeo career was like California and Arizona, New Mexico area, and but up here I don't know any. So I'm starting from scratch. Like hopefully a lot of you might be. So we'll just start from there. So what I did is I became a member of my local amateur rodeo association. So the MPRA and the ICA. They're Idaho, Washington, and Oregon, and they kind of do that side. You can try to get into like some open rodeos. I'm kind of thinking on that now. I did get a couple contacts from them, but there's not a whole lot of open rodeos out here. So if there is a lot of open rodeos and you do know some there, you can see if you can get contact with the committee member and try to sell yourself on that one too. But for right now, the easiest is get into a rodeo association. But then once you sign out that application, what you're going to do is instead of a contestant, they should have a box that you can check of bullfighter or act. So those can either be in one box or separate, but I would mark both of those just to make sure, like, okay, I'm a clown, I will be an act, which we'll discuss that here in a few minutes too. And then what I would do is they're not going to send you any of the rodeo committee's numbers. You're part of the association, but then it's your job to find these rodeos and then the committees. And where I found them was Facebook. So if you don't have a Facebook page, then I would get one, and then I would find the rodeos on there. Some of them do have it on the association's website. They might have a section of the rodeo committee's emails or something. I emailed all the rodeos on my on the local association, and I wrote out a little script of who I am. You know, I'm looking to work your rodeo. I'm a clown. You know, my rodeo name is this. You can have a rodeo name. You could go with just your name, just whatever you want to do. And then list like, okay, I'm a part of the association. I have a membership number. Here's what it is, blah, blah, blah. And then the pricing is, so where I would price myself is $100 to $500 a performance. I'm at the low end. I'm starting about $200 per performance. That might be a little high, might be a little low. I don't know. I'm just going to see where I'm going to test the waters on that for right now, and see if I need to go down, go up, if I get a call back or not. I have about 5 rodeos that they did say they did put my name in the hat for the next rodeo, but I wrote it out and saying, you know, I'm interested in your rodeo or any upcoming rodeos. If they do any open shows, you know, you could be available for that, or for cancellations. You know, say, you know, if there is a guy that cancel on you, you know, please give me a call. Because I'll be up there as soon as I can. Or, you know, if they're like, hey, we got canceled, can you fill in? Yep, be there. Now you got yourself a rodeo there. Okay, so that's where I would start. And then it's just a sit and wait game. And then when you're sitting and waiting, what I would do is I would plan out what my act would be. And then if you have any equipment, I'll show you my equipment later in another video, but I do have a wireless sound system microphone that I bought off of Amazon, and I'll do that on another video, show you that, and I'll do all the links with that and everything. And then just kind of think, okay, outside the box, okay, what is it going to be like? Do a lot of research on YouTube, kind of see what the clowns are wearing, you know, earpieces, things like that. Kind of plan out like the rodeo thing. If you just need to buy a barrel, put it in the back of your pickup, you're sleeping in your truck, you got a tent, whatever it is, behind the chute, then that's where you're going to start. You know, cool. That works just as well. If you could spend the money on, or you have a camper, or you could borrow a camper, then, you know, all you got to do is just haul your barrel out, things like that. Then you're on top of the game there. Let's roll into what the job of a clown, rodeo clown barrel man is. So I feel that there's three types, 3 jobs that we're going to have to fill to be this rodeo clown. One, you're going to have to learn how to talk to the crowd, fill in that dead time, know when to not say anything. If there's like, you know, hey, this guy's in like the top position, that's probably where you're going to not need to like say anything. Sit back, let the announcer do its thing. You know, let the announcer kind of fill in the what's going on and everything, because the contestants are the main attraction. You're just filling in with that rodeo for the you know, the time when things aren't going as smooth. The guy needs to take another rap. You got about a minute right there. You can fill in with something. A horse or something is acting up. They're going to roll the horse up. You got a couple minutes there. During the timed events, might be something going on in the timed event shoots. Things like that. The crowd, there might be something going on in the crowd. You might have to point that out. Hey, yo, see this, blah, 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 whatever it is. You're going to have to kind of like see the detailed things within the rodeo. And for me, I can't work off a script, so I'm off script a lot. I did some acting when I was a kid and was just never good with like scripts. I could never meet the script and the, pace and peak and the, the body language just right. But if I was off script, I could really get into like the clownness of what I'm, talking about or whatever. And I was always a class clown. So this kind of comes natural to me. With my career now, I own a martial arts studio. I teach martial arts. So I teach, little kids, from 4 years old up to, our age. And so with that, parents are sitting there. I got testings. I got to stand up. I got to, do that. So this is just kind of really easy for me, an easy transition to get into the rodeo there. So that's going to be an important part of our job is keeping that rodeo going and, getting people to have a good experience. The fans have a good experience with that ticket they bought. And then there's the man in the barrel. Like, how do we work the barrel? How are we going to help and not be a nuisance, not create wrecks, things like that? So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to, can we walk the barrel in a little bit? Where do we walk it in to where we're too close. We just made a wreck, or we're not far enough to where if there is a wreck, then, oh crud, I'm like 20 miles out. I got to run my barrel in there. So that's kind of that. How do we take a hit correctly so we're not going to get our bell rung? We're going to get our bell rung. That's just kind of part of the name of the game of rodeo, especially with big farm animals like this. We're going to get our bell rung. So how do we brace ourselves up against the barrel? I'll get into all that in other videos, but that's just what we're going to have to learn. And then our third job, and this is probably the most important one of all, is the committees are going to need our act. Through the whole weekend, we're going to have to be there for the committee. Either, the local newspaper wants to, talk to you about the rodeo and stuff like this. And so we're kind of the poster boys for the whole rodeo. These committees might have a dinner set up for sponsors for this, for that. We might need to talk in a microphone for a few minutes. Newspaper, local television, something like that. So we're going to need to be there for the committees. The committees might want us to go out to dinner with them, party with them after rodeo. So we're going to really need to not drink too much, and that's going to be kind of a thing of this is going to be our career, so we got to get it in our heads of we can't be like these old school rodeo guys that are just hey, I'm getting one down, and hey, I'm taking a gal in my in my car and all that stuff. We can't do that in this job. We got to be the most professional that we can be, because one, if we don't, we're going to lose that contract. We're going to lose that job really dang quick, guaranteed. So we're going to want to know that we got a job next season. So we got to be open for the committees. Do a good job in the arena. We got to do a good job out of the arena, before the rodeo, after the rodeo. And so if you don't feel like you can kind of turn it on and turn it off, then this probably isn't the career for you. But if you can feel like you have that good, charming misdemeanor, can rub elbows with anybody, and be pretty good with it, then I would say you could fit in pretty good. But those are your three important jobs in there. But then get your foot in the door. Make sure you have everything set up with like the sound system. If you have an act, let's talk about the act right now too. I don't think we need to have a really big, huge, elaborate act. I don't think we need to have, any trick dogs or, trick ponies or animals, big cars that, split in half and all that. I think right now, keep it as simple as possible right now. My act, because they did say, because I did get a couple contacts back, like, oh, okay, well, do you have an act on video? And I didn't have an act yet. I do have an act, but it's not on video. But what I did say is, yes, I do have an act. It'll be a rough draft. I can do it in my backyard for you if you want it. So when I did fill out that thing, my kind of my resume, I said, I do have an act. If you need it, I will send that to you. It'll be a backyard rough draft act, but I will provide that for you there. So I will keep the act very simple for now. Doesn't need to be anything real huge. If you're not real comfortable with like, hey, I need some help out here with my act, just make it to where you can set up this act by yourself. It'll be, you can tighten it up if you need to, or you can lengthen it out for as long as the announcer needs to. And probably they'll have all of this in the committee meeting, before the rodeo, and you could talk to the announcer and probably the sound guy, things like that. But just have a good, clean act, and keep it G. I would probably recommend it. Keep it G. There are a lot of really horrible acts that I feel that they're kind of scraping along the edge of that might not have been a very professional act. So I would keep it very G. I mean, families bring their kids here. It's just the rodeo. People are on vacation. So I would keep the act kid friendly if possible, and then you should be golden there on that. Okay, so so this is just the first of many videos that I'm going to make. I'm going to make a couple videos, and I'm going to document everything due to the rodeo and clowning and barrelman and stuff like that. So come along for the ride. Subscribe, like, and if you have any comments, comment down below, and then I'll make some videos on that. Until next time, guys, take care. See you later.